In 2006, soon after we settled into our newly built home, we decided it was time for a new addition to the family. My dad had grown up with labs his whole life, so we knew another lab is what we were looking for. After sifting through multiple dogs on labs for rescue, we found Duncan. Duncan was a 4-year-old purebred English black lab rescued from Hurricane Katrina. He had already been through a lot, and we knew we could provide a good forever home for him. The foster organization allows families a 2-week trial period to decide if a dog is right for them. It took us a day. We knew instantly that his combination of playful and mellow personality would fit right in with our family. An important deciding factor for me is if he got along with our cat Oreo. She was less than thrilled to have another animal in the house, and I didn't want her to feel unwelcome in her own home. She soon learned that Duncan preferred to completely ignore her, and she was just fine with that. Duncan quickly became a true member of the family. He loved car rides, so we would take him with us as often as we could. He climbed up onto the couch with us at night when we watched TV. The love seat became Duncan's couch, and I often ended up sitting on the floor. We would let him outside on his own, knowing he wouldn't go far. He did not like to be away from us, so within minutes he would be back on the porch waiting for us to let him in. He and Oreo even became closer. They would occasionally acknowledge each other's presence and even relax close to each other, but not too close. Duncan eventually developed degenerative myelopathy, an incurable disease that attacks the nerves. It started in his legs, so he had a hard time walking up and down the stairs, and soon we were unable to take him for walks. It hurt us to deny him games of fetch. He still wanted so badly to play, but physically he just couldn't do it. Unfortunately, he was suffering through something we could not fix for him. We had just finished cleaning up after having the family over for Easter dinner, and we were getting ready for bed when we noticed that Duncan was not quite himself. He would not come to bed as he did every other night. He would try to obey, but consistently lay down after just a few steps. My dad and sister took him to Tufts immediately. The vets told them that Duncan was suffering from bloat and his stomach had twisted. He needed an emergency $6,500 surgery or he would die. They also informed us that most dogs did not make it through the surgery. The odds were not in his favor, and clearly this was a big financial investment. However, Duncan was a member of our family. If there was a chance that we could save him, we had to take it. Duncan, an older dog with pre-existing health problems, made it through that surgery. His week of recovery was a struggle for him. We brought him home after a few days, but brought him back to Tufts when we saw how hard of a time he was having. We realized that the bloat and surgery, combined with his degenerative myelopathy, had taken a toll on him. His quality of life would never be the same. On April 15, 2012, we had to make the difficult decision to put him down. I stayed right next to him until he was gone. I didn't want him to be scared and alone. People often discuss the weather when they're explaining a day that completely changed them. I never understood this until the day Duncan died. It struck me when my family and I had to walk out of that building on a beautiful sunny spring day that the earth hadn't stopped spinning the moment our hearts broke. Personally, I had never experienced the loss of a loved one before. I had not realized how completely devastating it really is. Of course, I was sad in a selfish way, that I would never be able to pet him or play with him ever again. But for such a giving, happy-go-lucky being to lose their life so abruptly is so unfair. He was fighting all his life. He made it through one of the country's most devastating hurricanes, moved from home to home, and was suffering from a debilitating disease, and yet all he wanted to do was make us happy. It might sound silly to others that a dog could have this effect on us. Anyone who has pets knows that they're more than just another creature living in your home with you. They have feelings and personalities. You form a true bond with them. My family took Duncan in and took care of him, and in exchange, he took care of us.